Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and I want to share that this video I wrote at the airport lounge of Athens in Greece because my flight was to UAE. Before even starting, I want to make sure that this video is not about showing off. It is just about my journey, my ups and downs, and the unexpected turns in my life. And I want to tell that I have never been the type of person who really likes to travel, but now I am here, having been to places like Spain, Turkey, Greece, and many more. But I have had these moments of reflection recently when I was sitting in the airport lounge. I just felt like I needed to take out my laptop and share this with you while it's really fresh and raw, because I feel like someone out there needs to hear this right now. This is about the power of believing in your journey, in the patience it takes to trust that everything, absolutely everything, is connected in the end, and even when it doesn't seem like that, everything gets eventually connected to each other. So the first thing which I wrote in the airport lounge was that life doesn't always go the way you plan, and that is completely fine. I know this might sound cliche, but life never truly goes according to your plan. I think back to when I first got into chemical engineering. I was really upset, and genuinely it was really upset. And I thought that this is not what I wanted. This is not the path I had in my mind. I had this idea that I needed to study maybe electrical engineering or mechanical engineering, because that's what people said that real engineering was at that time. My seniors, my teachers, and there I was feeling like I had settled for something else, like I was not on the path which I wanted. But what I could not see at that time is that life was moving me exactly where I needed to go. It's easy to get caught up in the moment and feel disappointed when things do not go as planned, but here is the thing: the dots always connect later. And it was that degree, that decision which I felt was not right, that eventually landed me a job in Pakistan's largest oil refinery. And that job, which at first like another step down, I thought, opened doors I could not even imagine. And from there things started happening, and that I never thought was possible initially. So always believe on your thoughts, and life is always moving in the positive direction if you have that positivity in your mind. Also, another important point which I wrote was that do not underestimate the small beginnings. And it's really easy to look at someone and to look at where he is now and think that they just got lucky, or maybe they had everything figured out from the start. But the reality is that everybody starts somewhere, and it's usually the smallest steps. For me, it started with seemingly insignificant decisions. For example, taking on a job that didn't feel big enough, pushing through long work hours, and being patient when things seem to be not according to me. And it was a bit stagnant period of my life. And there was a time when I was working 13 hours a day, including the time of commute to travel to the workplace and coming back home, which was out of my city, and that commute along would take up to 4 hours or 5 hours sometimes. And let me tell you that I was completely exhausted, completely wiped out at the end of every day. I barely had any energy left, but instead of letting these hours go wasted, I started using that time while I was commuting to the workplace or coming back, or I was eating. I began studying for IELTS exam, learning English and preparing for the next step in my Erasmus Mundus journey. And this effort paid off in ways I didn't expect. It gave me an edge in getting into Erasmus Mundus applications in place of other applicants, and it completely changed my life entirely. And it's those small moments, those small little chunks of times that we make every day, and that can set you up for something bigger down the line. So never underestimate the value of what you are doing right now, even if it feels small. Now, another most important point which came in my mind when I was waiting for my flight was that learn something new every day, even if it feels really small. I got this advice from my mentor at my previous workplace, and he gave me this advice, and it has stuck with me ever since. And he told me that when you come to work, come with the goal that you are going to home each day having learned significant one new thing. And do not just go home finishing your daily tasks. Learn one thing and then go home, and go to learn something that makes you better. So at that time, I was caught up in the daily routine, day in, day out, doing the same tasks, and I felt like it was not really growing. But once I adopted that mindset of making sure that I left work day with one new piece of knowledge, one new skill, everything started to shift around, because it's really easy to get into the comfort zone, especially when you feel like you are just doing job. But the truth is that is where the magic happens. These tiny shifts in your perspectives lead you to big changes over time. So another most important point is the impact of other people. So when I was sitting in the lobby, I saw so many people running around from here to there to pick their flights. And then I thought another point, which was impact of other people in our life, because they are the part of our journey. And one thing that is really easy to forget when you are in a way that you are alone in this journey. But this is not the case. The people you meet along the way, they all are part of our story. Even the ones who seem like they are just passing through. I think back to when I was starting to get really comfortable in my career, too comfortable actually. And then out of nowhere, a new colleague came to our company, and he told me about the Erasmus Mundus program. and he was really new to the organization, but he was senior to me in terms of experience. And we didn't know each other well at that time, but that one conversation changed the whole life for me. So it was like he was sent to me at the right time, and it was just a turning point because I didn't even see that coming. And you never know who are going to walk into your life and give you exactly what you need. So it might be someone who gets you a piece of advice, or someone who pushes you, or even someone who challenges you in ways you didn't expect, even in the positive or negative way. I remember a dialogue from a Netflix series called Manifest, that it's all connected. Everyone, everything is connected somehow. So always believe in your journey and the characters involved in your life. Another important thing is to embrace the hardships along your way. I cannot stress this enough, that no matter what you are going through right now, keep believing in your journey. There have been so many moments in my life where I was stuck, where nothing was happening, and I felt like I was doing everything right but seeing no progress. But the truth is, in the longer run, the progress is happening, even when you just don't see it. But when you look back, you realize that those stagnant moments were actually pushing you towards something better. If I talk about myself, I have been rejected countless times, and I have really failed at some things which I really thought that I would succeed in. But each failure, each rejection was a stepping stone, pushing me closer to where I needed to be. Another thing I really want to talk about is the fear of making mistakes. I used to be terrified of messing up when I was earlier in my career, and I know a lot of people feel the same way. But let me tell you, mistakes are really part of your process. You are not supposed to have all figured out right away. I was really lucky to have seniors at my job who supported me, and they allowed me to make mistakes without making me feel bad about it. And they didn't take things personally when I got it wrong, and that made a really huge difference in my career. And if you have people like that in your life, people who are really willing to let you learn and grow without judging you have to embrace them. You have to show gratitude, because not everyone gets the same kind of support in their life, in their careers. But even if you don't have the kind of environment, do not let it stop you. You have to give yourself the space to make mistakes and learn from them, because this is the time in your life to experiment, to fail, and to even get back again. And I just want to finish this video by saying that you have to trust the process, the dots which will eventually get connected in your life. Right now you might be in a tough spot, you might be feeling like nothing is working out, but I promise you, when you look back, you will see that every step, every struggle was necessary to get you where you need to be. And let me tell you one thing, that there are no shortcuts to success, and every piece of your journey is there for a reason. The only thing you need to do is to keep moving forward, even if it's just one single step at a time. And I know that this sounds really hard when things are not going in your way, in your favor, but trust me, you are exactly where you need to be, even if you can't see it. So even if you found this video a little bit helpful and motivational, do not forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more content like this.